Hello, this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and this is the Nocturnist Diary. Happy holiday. I know that colleagues and friends and family in Canada are celebrating Canada Day today, and I know that in the US we're going to be celebrating July 4th coming up here shortly. So it just made me think about the kinds of things that I end up seeing in the emergency department. Hey Katie, thanks for joining. Hey Katie, Katie Rao, thanks for joining also. The kinds of things that I see in the emergency department, unfortunately, during the holiday season, and it is mainly related to the injuries that come about from the use of fireworks. So it just inspired me to just come on and talk really briefly about some tips that could potentially help you and your family to be safe during this time. Hey Faye, thanks for joining. So the first thing is, if you can attend a professionally run fireworks display, that is optimal. Because that way you know that the folks that are doing the performance are wearing the protective gear and are following the safety precautions that are required when handling these explosive devices. If you definitely are unable to attend something that is done in your neighborhood or is done professionally, or even your township may have something going on, or your town, then if you are going to be having fireworks, then make sure that you follow a couple simple rules. Hey Barbara, thanks for joining. Number one, if you're going to be doing them at home, ensure that they are legal in your area. Now, I know that there are some places where you cannot even purchase fireworks because they have been deemed illegal. So make sure that where you are, it is legal to even utilize fireworks in your neighborhood. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is, be extra careful with sparklers. Now, I know we like to give our cherubs sparklers to hold, but remember that little hands are apt to be singed or damaged by these items. Now, they burn very, very rapidly, which is what makes them dangerous, and they get as hot as 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So imagine that is extremely hot. Imagine your little one's fingers coming in contact with that. So let's just avoid those, because if you have something, you don't want to give your kids something that is able to melt glass, okay? It is dangerous. So what you can do as an alternative, and kids love this, is you can go to the dollar store and you can literally buy a pack of glow sticks. And they can get all kinds of glow sticks. They have ones that are like fairy wands. They have ones that are swords. There's all kind of glow sticks. They have the ones that bend and become bracelets. The ones that you can kind of wave around. That way they feel like they're participating. They have something that lights up, and it is not dangerous. So that is one option, okay? And then of course, if you are somewhere where somebody is utilizing fireworks, please be extra careful to have your child far away from the fireworks, because remember that when the fireworks are ignited, oftentimes they end up displacing, like they will jump around, and then you will end up coming in contact. So we have patients that come in and they get burned because somebody set a firework off, one of these like cherry popper things, and then it jumps and hits them on the leg and they get a bad burn. So let's just stay clear, stay far away. Now, if you are going to be doing it, make sure that you're doing it in a wide open space where you can put good amount of distance between yourself and where it's being ignited. Thanks for joining, Amy. And then never light fireworks anywhere where you know there could potentially be dry grass, because I know here in Michigan we've had a little bit of a quasi drought, and a lot of the grass around has been pretty dry, and that is just a nidus for the ignition of a fire. So let's just be safe, okay? So the other thing is, sometimes when you're popping off fireworks, you may light it, step away, and it doesn't actually go off. Hey Jasmine, thanks for joining. If you have that happen, be very careful about standing over the device to see why it is not going off. Because what can sometimes happen is you can get a delayed ignition, and then that can cause injury as well. If you have any doubt, make sure that you have, oh, thanks, Jasmine. Make sure that you have a bucket of water or a trough or something of water that you can potentially dump, the ones that are malfunctioning into, and away from the people that are around you. All right. Fire extinguishers are the other key thing that you need to make sure that you have available when you're going to be utilizing fireworks, because again, fire can occur, and all those things I mentioned before can definitely lead to a fire starting, and you want to make sure that you're able to extinguish the fire quickly and allow for less damage to occur. Then if there is the unfortunate occasion where you do end up getting an injury or a burn from the firework, then what you need to do is you need to definitely take whomever that is, like you want to smother the area to out the fire. So the same rules would apply. Stop, drop, and roll. So if the person's ignited, you drop down, you roll, and you basically you extinguish the fire. Then you get them immediately to your nearest emergency department so that we can definitely take good care of them. Now, I'm telling you all of this because it never fails. Every single July 4th that I happen to be working, there's always somebody that comes in with a burn injury because of the things that I mentioned earlier. And it just breaks my heart because it is something that we can definitely prevent. And, your skin is just so important. It's like one of the most important organs that we have. It's the biggest organ, and you have skin for a very good reason. You need it for thermoregulation. You need it for protecting you against the environment. You need it for cooling down. I mean, you need it for a lot of things. And when you get a burn, you can lose the capacity to do all those things because you can lose a tremendous amount of skin. Not to mention all the other things that come along with it. You put yourself more at risk of an infection. You can get very ill. And ultimately, if you get a bad enough burn, it can end your life. So let's just have a great time celebrating our country's birthday, and let's be safe, and let's make sure that we don't end up in the emergency department, because that would not be a great way to spend your time with family and friends. All right, so hopefully this wasn't too heavy, but it was on my heart, and I really had to talk about it because like I said, it just breaks my heart every single time that we have a case that comes in. And, every time I talk to the person, it's always something, the 99% of the time, sometimes it isn't preventable, but 99% of the time it is totally preventable. So let's just be safe. All right. And I hope that you have an amazing holiday. For those in Canada, I know you're celebrating today. So cheers to you. And those in the U.S., happy 4th of July early. And I hope that you will, if you found this informative, that you will share it and comment below. This is Dr. Charmaine Gregory. This is a Nocturnist Diary. And I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness. Same to you, Jasmine. Thank you.